At what age, is there an age that it's like, look, 21, I still live with my parents. Cool, they're still like 21. All right, 25 maybe, but like 30? 35? No. Like at what point? Because we're talking about millennials still living at home with their parents.
I would say...
What age is like, dude, I don't care what your ambition is. What's the number?
I would say a year post-college.
Oh, just one? You're giving dude 1 year?
A year post-college.
Okay, so you
graduated... I feel like you graduate college.
Okay.
What, 22, 23?
Sure.
Right? No, like 23, 24.
Yeah, right. 23, 22. 23,
yeah. You get a year on your own, right? Figured out some people go to college, they move back home, they're trying to figure out a job. It gives them a year to get themselves situated.
Okay.
And then that following year, like, you need to have a plan.
Okay.
Now, like I said, unless you're living with your parents to save up for a bigger purpose, then yeah, but you need to figure out a means of income.
Okay, so Jenny's giving the homeboys 1 year. You got 1 year from the day you graduate college to get your shit together, and then she's breaking up with you.
Jenny said, I don't care about COVID, bro. Get your shit together.
The voice of God, David, thank you. Nancy, what is an appropriate age for a dude to still, to move out of their parents' house, to get out of there? 21. She gave him basically till 23, 24. Like, you got 1 year after college.
I would say 24, 25.
Okay, so Jenny's even given another year. She's 25. What about you?
I mean, 24, 25, I feel like that's around the time people at least try to do something different. Because especially if you're dating somebody and they are trying to figure things out, there has to be like milestones they're hitting. Like they have to be actively looking, they have to be actively trying something. Otherwise, they're just like a basement baby.
Yes, Nancy.
Gotcha.
Basement baby.
So basically, 23, 24, even 25. If they're still living with their parents, okay. 30, cut that.
No.
Okay, gotcha. There's a lesson out there.
No.
What are you doing? Some Latina stuff? What I gotta get?
Yeah, my bad.
When she gets mad,
we're gonna have to put some subtitles. We're gonna have to put some subtitles.
Okay. Anyway, here's my two thoughts, my 2 cents on basically what's going on. High school, after college, cool. Here's my thought. So, I literally, my parents like kicked me out of the house like 17, get a life. You're out of here. Boom. I haven't lived with my parents since although I did crash at my mom's house this week, just to spend some time with my mom. But in general, I've been supporting my since I was 18. Okay. But if you are living at home and you're a freaking grown up, let's say 22 plus, you should still have to contribute. What does that mean? I'm not talking, I'll take the garbage out, Mom. You're either paying the utilities, you pay with rent, you afford your own car payment, and it's not because the $400 is that big of a deal, but you need to set boundaries and you need to learn lessons. Because let me tell you something, life only gets more expensive year after year after year after year. So if you're still 30 and relying on your parents, like I met some dude, he was working at Publix the other day, and he saw me wearing the Valuetainment I Am an Entrepreneur shirt, and he came up to me and he's like, hey man, I like your shirt. Tell me about entrepreneurship. I don't know. I'm like, how old are you? You're 30 and you work at Publix? He's like, yeah, but I'm like, where do you live? I live with your parents. And he's like, I don't know. I kind of want to be an entrepreneur. I was like, buddy, you got a lot of things to figure out here, homie. Okay? And the point is this, is that I'm sure that person, his parents are not charging him any rent. And it's just very comfortable for him to just live year after year after year, paying rent. I doubt he's bringing any chicks back to his parents' place. Next thing you know, he's freaking 30, working at Publix, wondering why he can't get his shit together. There's something called tough love. And I don't have kids or anything like that. But you better believe if I had a 25-year-old still living at the house with me, buddy, you either got to pay rent, you got to there's going to be some boundaries right there.
Definitely.
Am I right or am I wrong?
No, you're very right. And there's something I do want to explain. Mm-hmm. If you're home living with your parents at that age, don't think you have to rent or buy something super lavishing to move out. Mm-hmm. Like we live in a generation now where everybody's like, if I don't have the most modern thing, if my house isn't trending, I don't want it. Mm-hmm. Like you can move out and live. It doesn't have to be so luxurious.
Get a roommate, get 2 roommates.
Exactly.
I lived when I was 25, 26 with 4 roommates. We had a ridiculous house. It was like a real world type house. We all threw in, I think, $500. This is at the time. But we're all just figuring it out together, a bunch of dudes. And now they're all married, whatever. But you got to start somewhere. Because if you eventually got to grow up. If you just stay with your parents and you're just still continuing to do it, it's not a good look. So at some point you got to grow up. Nancy, before we move on, do you have anything to add to this topic? Any zingers, any losers out there you want to call out? They're still living with their parents. Now's your time.
No.
Okay. I would love if you were
Nancy,
like,
no.
I would love if you were like, hey, Bill McGee in Dallas, Texas, you piece of shit that I paid your. I would love if you called somebody out right now.
Maybe next time.
Nancy, you take another shot.